Hi, I'm Randy Altman with Post Perspective. We're here with Facilis' Jim McKenna. Jim, welcome.
Hi, Randy. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for joining us today. We're here to talk about what we're calling the IBC season, and we're here to talk about shared storage and what Facilis is offering.
Great. Yeah, we'd be happy to talk to you about that. We certainly have a lot to talk about, as we do for every trade show. We try and, bring some things to light, show our new innovations, and really get people excited about the technology again, because we are.
So you have a new version 8 of the hub system. Can you talk about what's new?
Sure. The hub system is the replacement for the older TerraBlock server systems. New architecture, software now in version 8 is sort of the culmination of what we had envisioned with the hub systems when we first shipped them last year in 2019. And one of that being multi-disk parity. And multi-disk parity for us is the ability in a software-defined way to create volumes of storage on a project basis that has whatever layer of protection you want against drive failure. So normal RAID 5, RAID 6 is what you're sort of locked into with most systems. And as the drives age, you might find that you're failing more drives than you can deal with, especially in those lower end failure modes. Now with our multi-disk parity, I can create a volume that can do up to 4 drives failed on a single drive group. And people can decide to do that as the system ages, perhaps, so that they have more protection as drives start to fail in the future. And so that software-defined method is pretty unique. And we've also done a couple things in software, more software defining sort of the work group in general. One of them is our bandwidth priority. Bandwidth priority is the ability to set up different priority levels, low, high, or normal for individual workstations. So if you find that someone is coming in and doing a lot of work on the system that causes the system to bog down a bit, then you just make sure that whoever needs to maintain their full bandwidth, the supervised session and the expensive rooms and the picky editors, they're the ones that get all the bandwidth all the time in high priority. And you can lower the priority on people who are misbehaving in the system. But until then, while the server is running normally, everyone gets full bandwidth. So it's not bandwidth allocation, it's more bandwidth priority. And we go even further with that down to like an IO balance. An IO balance is basically a way to tweak the system and say, do you want to have reads or writes that are more important to you? So are you ingesting a lot? Are you scanning from a scanner? Are you doing live feeds capturing? In which case you may want to prioritize writes system-wide. And if not, if you're doing more playback and screenings and things like that, you prioritize reads. It's just a way for our customers to not only deal with priority on a per workstation basis, but tweak the overall system for best performance.
So it gives them more flexibility in terms of just being creative, I imagine.
And yeah, and setting up the facility the exact way they want to run.
Now you also have something called Fast Tracker, and it's in 3.6. Can you tell people what that is?
Yeah, Fast Tracker is really growing for us. It started out to be just an asset tracking application, but it's turned into a lot more. It's now with 3.6, we have a secure browse interface, which basically says that I'm going to show you everything that we've indexed in a normal sort of, kick the arrow down into the directory structure, that kind of thing, so you can see everything that has been indexed, but only the things that you have access to based on your catalog permission. So you can see everything if you have access to everything. If you don't, then you'll see some things in the same directory as things you may not see because they're in a different catalog that you don't have access to. So it's sort of the best of both worlds. It's a catalog-based system with permissions, and it's a browse-based system as well, where you can sort of more pragmatically get at the stuff that you've indexed over time. And then we also have file movements, file copies, that's, file copy to the cloud, to online locations, the cloud being through our object cloud system, which I'll probably mention in a minute, but we can do proxy on demand also to the cloud. And our object cloud and object LTO integrations are quite intense now as well in 3.6. We're doing flush and restore from the cache volume. We can restore directly from Fast Tracker, from the cloud, or from LTO. So that's one single interface is now doing everything. Even the Adobe panel, you can be grabbing stuff that's offline, either on LTO or the cloud, and you can drag it right into your timeline. It restores in the background and gives it to you in your timeline to work with. So a lot of things are new with Fast Tracker, and even the ability to download now source and proxy media directly to the desktop of clients without having access to the storage. So people who are just producer desktops and whatever it might be, they don't have access to the storage volumes, but they want to get that clip, to do something with it. They can download it directly to the desktop.
Well, you brought up working in the cloud.
Mm-hmm.
obviously everybody's been working remotely. They've had to figure out ways to do things at home that they had not done before. So you
Mhm.
guys have a cloud offering. Can you talk about what it is and the pros and the cons of working in the cloud?
Sure. Well, Object Cloud was the start of it. We shipped that about a year ago. Well, about a year and a half ago now, and that was really our way to get a portal into the cloud storage for archive and backup purposes. And it's the same thing that works with our LTO. And the nice thing about it is it's really simple. I mean, there's a cache volume that has all the directory structure that represents everything on LTO and cloud. So, you drag something into it, it goes to the cloud, it goes to LTO. If you drag something out, it restores from any of those locations. And we add the fast tracker layer on top of that, so you can sort of step back from that directory structure and do a search and preview a proxy or a preview clip before you restore it down to your desktop. So that's all well integrated. But along with the object cloud side of things, and the cloud side of things is more important these days, we're also introducing ways to remotely access that cloud data. Now, that was always there before, but we've sort of honed down, some of those workflows for our customers recently. And we now have hundreds of terabytes of our customers' data up in the cloud that either we're hosting or their accounts hosting, but we're giving them access to it through our object cloud. And that could be just a simple generic desktop sort of instance of a cloud bucket, or like with our Facilis Edge, which is shipping imminently, it's actually going to be a much more of a full synchronization. So you're going to feel at the remote location like you're working on the volume in the facility. And that's really important because pathing is all the same. You could take a project and open it up, and the path to the media will be the exact same as it is in the facility. So if you're starting stuff in the facility and moving it off site, or if you're starting things off-site and moving it on-site, there's no change there in how that media links up. So that's really important for a lot of people, and there's a lot of technology in the background. There's multiple cloud buckets and the Cosmos database that's synchronizing everything into a single file system. But in the end, what's happening is that you're just looking at all the same media, and it's fully synchronized. Milliseconds after it's uploaded to the cloud in one place, it's synchronized down to the other location.
So you said that's going to be shipping soon. Where can people find out more about it on your site? And also, can you talk about what you're doing in relation to IBC in terms of virtual IBC?
Sure. You can find all that information on our web page under our the Edge Sync is not there yet, but it will be soon. The Object Cloud stuff's all there, and we're gonna have a release, coming up, and we have a brochure that we're gonna make available for Edge Sync. It covers Object Cloud, Edge Sync, and also the fast tracker integrations with each of these. And for IBC in general, those brochures are all available on our vendor page. So check it out. The full overviews of what we're doing in 2020, as well as a more detailed fast tracker, Object Cloud and Edge overview.
Fantastic. Jim, thank you so much for sharing this information. Have a good virtual IBC, and maybe we'll see you at next year's IBC.
Oh, I hope so. Can't wait to get back to normal, Randy. Good talking to you.
Same here.